All right, good morning, YouTube. Welcome to the Best Daily Bets channel. I'm your host, Dylan, and we are coming off a 2-1 day, but I did recommend a parlay, so that's a straight L, and that's a bummer. But you know what? We are back today. Took a day off yesterday, really for not a whole lot of other reason than I had a couple of little munchkins over that are related to me, so we took care of that. And I didn't have a chance to put a video up, so apologies there. But we're back at it today, and I've got 3 picks for you here. Feel really good about these 3. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, we've got first up, got the money line for the Chicago White Sox, against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Why? Why are we taking this? Well, for one, the Pirates are in a pretty rough spell here. If we look at their last few games. So they took the series against, they actually swept the series against Milwaukee, but prior to that, I think they were in a 6-game losing streak, so they're not great. Their away record is 2-9. Not great, all right? In fact, terrible. They were just no hit yesterday against the White Sox. So Giolito, who's actually a really good pitcher here, young pitcher, pitched an absolute gem. So he was fantastic. Now, they've got Dallas, I think Keuchel is how you pronounce that, coming up. So he's a lefty. When we look, when we look at pull up the rankings here, and we're looking at the Pittsburgh Pirates against left-handed pitching, we see they're 0-3. So they're not good. They're also, and again, this is a team that's 7-18, so you're not going to have a lot of good stats, but they're 1-10 against the interleague play, I should say. That's horrible. That's freaking horrible. All right. Now you couple that, so they're against a left-handed pitcher. They're 2-9 away. They are 1-10 against the interleague, or I'm sorry, God, I keep saying that wrong. In interleague play, they're 1-10. Let's take a look at what the White Sox lineup is batting against Trevor Williams. Trevor Williams is a good pitcher in his own right, okay? So I don't want to disparage him too much here. But it's not really good here. So Yasmani Grandal, he's hitting 286. Anderson's hitting 400 with a home run. Abreu's 3 for 5. Okay, so a couple of their... now, Mansada is 0-3, so okay. But... that's only 4 out of the 9 guys in their lineup that have even faced Trevor Williams, so you really never know how this is going to go. But given the fact that they're terrible away, they're terrible against the interleague, and they haven't beat a left-handed pitcher, I'm going with the White Sox. Okay? Now, conversely, if we take a look at the lineup who's faced Pittsburgh, and it's a young lineup anyway, none of them have even got a hit off this guy. So the 2 people who have faced him, they're 0-6 combined with 3 Ks. It doesn't really mean a whole lot, but still, again, doesn't bode well for the fact that they're facing a left-handed pitcher. All right, so let's go ahead and move on here. That's quite enough on that matchup. Now, going over to our next pick, which is in the NBA. And it's really funny because I actually bet on the Rockets the first 2 games of this series. Both of those were wins. And somehow, or not somehow, I guess, Billy Donovan is a really good coach. I thought this in Florida, I really did, and he's shown that he can bring that fire to the NBA. Because in my opinion, Oklahoma City's an undermatched team. They really are. Now again, Rockets don't have Westbrook, but James Harden overshadows and has more talent than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Adams, and Chris Paul combined, in my opinion. James Harden's a true superstar. So what is the difference? The difference is a rookie by the name of, I'm going to butcher this, I'm sure, by the name of Luguentz Dort. I'd never heard of this guy until this series. Literally never heard of him. He's not somebody that was ever on my radar. I don't even know what school he went to, but this guy is a defensive genius against Harden. Plays really hard. He does foul. It's impossible to play Harden without fouling. It is. But he plays a really, really tough game and makes Harden make really, really good shots. As a huge Kobe fan, the best defenders in the league against Kobe the quote unquote Kobe stoppers. They never made Kobe. They never had it so that Kobe couldn't make any shots. They just always forced him to make difficult shots. And that's what Luguentz Dort does to James Harden. He makes every shot contested. He makes sure that James Harden can't just walk up and hoist a triple with no defense. He gets up in his jersey, as a former coach used to say, get up in his jersey, Bignon. So he always gets up in his jersey, all right? And I think that it's going to be a close game. So we've actually, and true to form, ESPN's just nearly always wrong. It's actually sitting at 4. So take this thing at 4. If you want to buy a point or point and a half, I don't disagree with that. I think it's going to be a really, really close game here. I also have interest in the over, but you know what? If we're looking at the over, and this has actually been consistently kind of jumping up here, it has cashed, but it would have cashed in this game, except or only because it went to overtime. And I don't know, especially with the defense kind of stepping up and the pressure of Game 5. I'm not sure about the over. It actually kind of makes me feel like I want to take the under, but we're not touching that. We want Oklahoma City +4. All right, that is your bet. Take it and book it. Now, we're moving over to hockey, and this is my favorite team to bet on, and it's the Avalanche. But it's not to bet on the Avalanche. It's taking the overs, baby. Why, Dylan? Why? Because 4 out of the last 5 games, it's cashed, baby. These are cashing. These are going over. All right? So take it. It's at 5 somehow. They're going to learn. They're going to learn, and I'm taking it as much as I can because until they learn their lesson, these are easy cashes. All right, so over a 5.5 is your bet. Is your pick here, guys. Take it. Run with it. On my personal bets, I will tell you I am also taking this at 6.5 just because they've cashed 6.5. The Avalanche have the last 4 games. I expect that to happen again. It's going to be a wide open game. The Avs are trying to figure themselves out here. They're trying to figure out what they need to do against the Stars, and the Stars are just quicker. So give me the over all day, every day, twice on Sundays, and again a third time on Monday. All right. So those are picks here, guys. Let's take it or bring it to camera so we can take this thing home. We've got the money line for the Chicago White Sox against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Again, 1-10 in interleague play, 2-9 away, 0-3 sporting the bagel against lefties. Take the White Sox. Okay, and then pick 2 is the Oklahoma City +4. On the road, +4, but we know it's in the bubbles, doesn't mean anything. So take the Oklahoma City Thunder +4. It's going to be a close game, and I actually think the Oklahoma City Thunder actually win this game, but take the line at +4 and, save yourself the heart attack if it comes to a last shot. And then pick number 3 is the over of 5.5 for the Colorado Avalanche and the Dallas Stars. So there are your picks, guys. Get them in. Let's make some money today. We are feeling good on a Wednesday. All right, guys. See you here around this time tomorrow for another slate of the best daily bets. Good luck, YouTube.